This is Smithy.tv.
Really focused.
So we are in the studio. This is our short interview on Mind Reels, Smithy TV. If you're watching at home, thank you very much.
Got your radio voice on all of a sudden.
Thank you very much for joining us. Good evening. I'm your host.
I'm also your host.
She is the most awesome co-host I've had ever. And we actually had a big discussion about that over the weekend. How you were like, I'm not going to get into that.
Oh, okay.
I'm not getting into that. But yeah, she is the co-host that I want beside me for as long as she'll stay. She's amazing. True story.
That's awesome. That's so nice.
On my right side, we have Arwen Humphreys from Murdoch Mysteries.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You, of course, did our marathon, so you kind of know what you're getting into.
I do.
This will be shorter and sweeter and much more fun.
Okay.
Maybe because we're awake and cognizant.
It's like I'm getting to know two new people.
Right?
Yeah.
It's sort of like, it's the first time all over again.
That's right.
Okay.
So, of course, you play the wonderful Margaret Brackenreed on Murdoch Mysteries. Mm-hmm. And we're about to go into season 9. You guys are gearing up for shooting season 9.
Yep.
You've got the big okay from the seed.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah, that was
We're gearing up for a set visit.
I'm gearing up to give you a tour.
Yeah! How awesome would that be?
That would be so much fun.
Right?
It would be so fun.
Yeah.
That would be so fun. And then also, I mean, it would also mean that I could do things like go into the morgue. I always, whenever I'm on set,
I
I'm
love that
usually in the
set.
police station.
Yeah.
I'm usually in the police station.
I don't get to see the body.
Yeah, well, and anytime I walk by the morgue, I'm like, oh. Oh, that's the morgue. You know, so, yeah.
The gorgeous sets. So
they're
gorgeous.
so amazing. They're so, I'm always blown away. And it's still blown away by the police station.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, still.
There's a lot of details and
spent
stuff.
Easily, I spent.
We were like reading the stuff that was written
we
on
were
there,
going through the
typed
reports
on
on the typewriters.
Yeah.
And everything. Yeah.
But that's the thing, they are reports.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
have been typewritten.
Yeah.
And,
typed.
typed,
Either one
typewritten.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I'm saying. So yeah, and that's the thing that is amazing is that there's this huge attention to detail, which is just, I think part of the reason why the show is so popular is because you do get the feeling that they're not just throwing something together and then
Yeah.
putting it on television.
It's
You
an
know how
It feels
inhabited
very
world.
authentic.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is that time in Toronto, and there's a lot of care and attention put into that.
Yeah.
And I think as an audience, like, you know, we're smart. We're smart people, and we don't want to. And I think that there's a real respect for the people that are watching the show, and that we have a lot of people who are really into the history of the show, and I love and I really believe that the show gives them the respect that they deserve.
Oh, totally.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that, I mean, it's the 21st century. It's not, there's so much out there on television right now that is garnered towards like audiences of 14 or older or mature audiences only. Whereas since its inception, Murdoch has very much, it doesn't play down to its audience. It doesn't treat them like idiots, but it is still very much a family viewing show,
100%.
Yeah.
which is not a bad word. It's just there's not a lot of that anymore.
no, and sorry.
No,
Uh,
you guys have cornered the market on that. It feels like.
Well, I think that's the best part about it is last year when we did Fan Expo, it was like the younger people really like Johnny and Georgina, and then and Helen and Yannick, of course. But I found that I more got their moms who would come up to me and say, you know, I love your character. She's so great, you
Right.
know, and I love that relationship, and that's a real marriage.
Yeah.
And that's great to have a whole family sit down and be able to have their own fun with it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too. It's a fun show.
It is a fun
It
show.
is.
It's a fun
Yeah.
show. Like even as somebody who works on it, when I read the scripts, it's fun. You know, and there's a lot of play, you know, within the fact that it's a murder mystery as well. But yeah, so that's something else.
Yeah.
Like and
The
yeah,
murder's not fun.
No,
Murders
that's
are
not bad.
fun. Murders are not fun.
Yeah.
They're bad.
There's that
Don't do
story
them.
we were hearing about earlier. You don't do them.
Don't do it. You don't
Don't
do
do the murder.
Murders are bad. I feel like I'm talking to my nephew.
They're just gonna look at you with those big eyes.
Yeah. Billy, murders are bad. He's like, whatever.
Don't do
Brush
that.
your teeth.
yeah, go to bed.
Yes.
Anyway, so yeah, it's I'm blushing. But yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing that an entire family can watch the show because it's true. There's a lot of there's amazing things happening on television today, but they're not necessarily family shows.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know,
totally.
they're adult shows,
Yes.
or they're kids shows,
Yep.
or there's teen shows. I mean, that's the other thing is teen shows are amazing.
Are huge, yeah.
And they're huge. Like the CW is massive, and
Yeah.
it's so yeah. But Murdoch's definitely got the whole
Yeah,
thing,
which is
whole
great.
shebang.
I love that.
Yeah, me too.
And as we're going into season 9,
Yes.
what would you like to see Margaret doing? Is there something Margaret hasn't done that you think she should?
Oh. It's such a hard question to answer because, you know, of course, and I was saying this last week, of course I want to work, you know, and of
Yeah.
course I want to play Margaret.
Of
And
course.
I love the relationship with her and Brackenreed, and I think I like that this sort of the gambling thing I think is interesting. The fact that she, well, I guess this is airing after tonight. Is it airing after tonight?
Yeah, this one will be.
Yeah.
This is a short one, so it'll be up like probably next week. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so I can say this. So in tonight's episode, you find out her opinion on suffrage, and it's not
excellent.
what everybody thinks it is.
Really?
Yeah, and actually, when I got the script, I read the scene. I'm just in 2 scenes, and but I read the scene, and as a contemporary woman, I was
Yeah.
like, oh well, because basically what she says is if you know how to run your household properly, you don't need suffrage, and I read that and I thought.
Oh no, I didn't.
Oh yeah, no, she didn't. She's up. She's going to stand up for those people. But then I realized, like I was saying earlier, she is a woman of the time, and so no one. And I was saying this to Greg when I was talking to him last week, but no one expected suffrage to work, and so to Margaret, it made no sense for Tom to vote. Vote for someone who wasn't going to get into office.
Right.
Do you see what I mean?
Yep.
So she believes in the democracy, in democracy, and so, and the thing is,
We had a little bit going that with our mayoral thing.
yeah, that's yeah, totally, exactly.
Just
yeah.
just vote for somebody who can beat them.
Well, yeah. I mean, that was actually really that was a hard one. I voted with my heart rather than
So did I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we all know how we voted, but
Yeah.
the point is that she, in the scene as well, she's coaching Tom on who to vote for, and then by the end of the scene is saying, well, I just leave the whole dirty business to my husband.
Yeah.
Right? And
Yeah.
so once I reread it, got rid of me,
Yeah.
and read it in as Margaret, I understood what she was doing. It wasn't that she's against suffrage. It's just that she didn't see it as a concept that would work.
Yeah.
So for her, in that way, she's quite pragmatic. You know, like
Yeah.
being involved with
She
temperance.
was still interested in getting her vote to count.
Yeah.
Through Thomas.
Exactly. Like, and
Yeah.
that is how she voted, and
Yeah.
that is how she sees that world. Is of course I'm not going to get involved, but this is how you're going to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you know, she has her own things. Like, you know, in previous seasons they've talked about her being involved with the Temperance League, and I think for her that's a much more that's something that's tangible. You
Yeah.
know, in its own strange way, it is more it was more tangible
Yeah.
to her than women getting into office.
Yeah.
What's that about? So that's the thing. So actually, I'm interested to see what the reaction is, because I know a lot of the fans want her to be on the side of the suffrage movement, but I don't believe that Margaret would be. She's just, like I
Yeah.
said, she's not a revolutionary, you know, but she's a strong woman, and it's a strong scene, and it's once again one of those scenes where you really see the Brackenreeds. And I guess if anything, going into season 9, I always love exploring the Brackenreeds relationship,
Nice.
and I've always wanted Margaret to solve a murder.
I think she'd be
You know what I mean? Or the Brackenreeds together, like they
Yeah.
go away on a vacation together or something, and there's a
Sure.
murder, and he's doing it, but she's there, and that actually that would be fun.
Brackenweeds go to Hawaii.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Michelle,
Hawaii.
let me pitch that one to you. I will
I'm
pitch
not
that
even
one to you as
sure.
well.
Bump into Magnum PI's grandfather.
Yes.
I could totally play him. I'm
Oh my
so
God.
ready.
That would be
I'm
awesome.
so ready. I've been practicing. I can
Yeah.
do my Tom Selleck now.
No, I would love that though.
Yeah.
That would be fun if Brackenreed solved a murder.
Totally.
Or solved a mystery. It doesn't even really
Yeah.
have to be, but
You
some
can
mystery.
have your own spin-off series, The Brackenreeds.
The Brackenreeds. It's like, I feel like
Yeah.
the theme song was like this.
It'd be like Heart to Heart, but in the 1990s.
Totally weird. But
Amazing. Heart to heart, but like turn of the century.
turn of the century, heart to heart. I like it. I'm gonna
can
think
totally
about
work.
that. Yeah.
All right. Well, since we are going to wrap up,
Yeah.
what is Now, I'm sure you've been asked this question a couple times.
Sure.
If you had one message to give to your fans out there.
Oh, I'm allowed to. I can. Oh,
Yeah.
hi. Hey guys, I have a message for you. And no,
Don't do murder.
No, don't do murder. No, I'm kidding. If I had one message, and I try to say this as much as possible when I meet the fans, is that how much I feel blessed and grateful that we've been given such an amazing and supportive fan base, because the first few seasons of Murdoch Mysteries, it was really the fans that kept us on the air, and it's the fans that propelled us to CBC. And so, even as I'm saying this, I'm getting shivers, because I just am so, like I said, blessed and honored and grateful for all of you for watching Murdoch Mysteries and making it, like, you've made it into what it is today. So I guess just an enormous thank you, and we'll see you in season 9.
Yay.
Boom.
No.
You can't wrap it up any better than that.
Yes.
Arwen, thank you so much for coming in.
It was a pleasure.
It's been so much fun.
Yeah, it has.
So if you've enjoyed the short interview, make sure you check out the long interview, which will either, of course, be on iTunes or on YouTube shortly. We're still sorting out those details, but it will be out there, so make sure you find it.
And don't do murder.
Don't do murder.
Don't
Sue,
do murders.
Got
fabulous
one
night.
takeaway.
It was a great night.
It was.
Great guest.
Thank you.
We're going to go home now, and I'm going to, like, eat, maybe.
I'm gonna walk the dog, not a euphemism.
There you go.
I'm gonna live tweet with y'all. In a
Oh, yeah,
the
that's
show's
right.
on tonight,
Boom.
so I will see you in a minute.
So thank you,
But
everybody.
it'll be like
a
before,
couple
after
weeks
the-
ago.
And good night.
Yeah.
Boom.
See you.
Boom. All right. Thanks, guys.
Turn that off. That was hilarious.
Cheers.